Ta-da! And there's me. The Now I've actually done that several times in church. It's floating around on YouTube or Facebook somewhere. What are we talking about over here in the Chatty Waddy? As soon as it's over with, I'm going to do I'm making them go unlisted on the after shows and stuff now. I can go back in and trim and re-release them or whatever. But I'm just doing it to be me. Yeah, the temperature's plummeting around here. I mean, everything's wet outside and it's supposed to get down to 20 degrees or not. I am live from a PC, Kilder. I have a camera that I can remove from my computer. I don't leave it plugged in. Hey, Uncle Al. I was going through some of my mom's stuff. And this is like from the late 70s. This is like a book of postcards. And you can't really see them, but they're from Yellowstone. Baby bear, and a couple of geysers, and another geyser. No, that's Yellowstone River. Geyser, a wolf. That might not have been the 70s because that's a wolf. It'd be the 90s, wouldn't it? Another geyser. The Rockies. Ooh, that's great. Old Faithful. Some mooses. Yellowstone River during the winter. Yellowstone Falls. I've been to all these places. Lower Falls. Or that's still the Yellowstone River. Oh, that's Oxbow. Even though this place is fixing to explode sometime within the next 100,000 years. It is beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go to Yellowstone, you should really go. But we're going minimalist. Really, we're throwing like a lot of stuff away. This book is something I don't want to throw away, but I have absolutely no use for it. So when the giveaway happens, this will be in it. All right, Walter, have a good night. Yeah, was it last night that we were on here like forever? Like 4.5 hours. We're not doing that again. I got to give everybody their assignments or whatever their Dad gets the gold star. Savage gets the silver. LS gets the bronze. Ah, she tricked herself. Mrs. is the sheriff. Unless she wants to let JC be the sheriff. And yeah, you're super welcome, man. I kind of dropped the ball on that a little bit. I'm gonna go and confess. We were in town, got busy, went to the grocery store after I talked to you, and then we got home, got started putting stuff up, and then I was like, oh wait. So it wasn't as immediate as I would have liked it to be, but it worked out. So I'm glad it worked out. I really am. Yeah. Hey, if you got the link, I mean, if anybody wants to watch any of them, just email me or something. I'll send you a link. Just I don't want you know why leave a 4.5 hour live stream that was just I mean, there's some good stuff there towards the end of it when we were just randomly talking about stuff, but mostly it was y'all were chatting on the side chat, and us three was just talking. And now the part where me and Matt went off on illegal immigration, I guess that you know that might be worth listening to, and I mean, might make you hate me too. I don't know. Uh, thank you, LS. Uh, found a box of rocks also. Uh, I got to do some research to find out what this is made out of. Really pretty. No, this is just whatever. This is I believe this is a piece of a tree, petrified tree.
Westland got banned on Facebook.
Westman. Oh, really? Yeah. They took down all my videos from back in the day. Before I had a YouTube channel, I posted rather controversial videos to Facebook. I would say rather. But I kept noticing they were disappearing. So on the whole, at the behest of my beloved wife, I stopped being as politically open on or with my beliefs on there as I would rather. And then it occurred to me that Facebook ain't nothing but pretty much trackware or whatever. It's another way they can track anything and everything you do. I don't think they're on exactly the same page or in the same pocketbook that Google is. They're trying too hard to hammer Zuckerberg right now. Zuckerberg, or whatever, the Facebook dude. I mean, everybody's up in him about it. Make it sound like he won the election, and honestly, I mean, if it hadn't been, I think it was like places like social media and stuff that was able to get enough people motivated to get out there and prevent the death of our country to another 4 years of the Clinton or worse. I mean, she already got to be president once. She don't need it again.
That's it. All I did was post an article. Smart stuff. My children's development. I blocked it from the hallway and stand.
Yeah. Sharia law. I do not find it within myself to coexist with those who would have me dead simply for differing in my faith with them. But that's American. That's not hate or racism. That's being an American. In America, we got the freedom of religion. You want to be a Muslim American? Just remember, I can be a Muslim or a Christian American. I can be a Jewish American. I can be a pagan American. I can be whatever I want. And you can't tell me that I can't eat pig in the same restaurant as you because my religion says I can eat pig. Just because yours says you can't even smell bacon doesn't mean that I can't. Yeah. So if your religion doesn't allow you to be around Americans, don't come to America. Problem solved. Because, yeah.
We're getting Google Fiber, reading up on it, and if I want, they will email me written transcripts of any call made on my home phone if I was
No, thank you. That means that anything going across your phone line is going to be, which I think it already is anyway. I can delete this after show. Doesn't matter. There's a copy somewhere. Nothing is ever deleted. I mean, when something's put on here, average Joe Smo and even, some of the hackers out there can't get to it once you delete it off of here. But the people who made this thing, they have it. Have every bit of it.
See, you're bucking for monetization, Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Wesley. You can stress about it and worry about it, but it's not going to stop it.
The Prince of the Air is here, okay? There's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is live our life. Now, I could drop YouTube. I mean, I could just stop. I could become, I would never become fully anonymous again. But I could quite easily just go back to being me. I mean, I'm Wes on here. I'm Wes everywhere. Okay, and I could just be Wes, and but then the few jewels of knowledge that I spread out there and stuff with people, I wouldn't be. Is it prudent not to be afraid of the powers that be? No. Would it make me a coward if I chose to hide from them and let them consume hundreds, maybe thousands of people that might have heard my voice? Yeah, that would make me a coward. If I back away from what I do on here now, I'm a coward. And I might be scared, I might be scared, but I ain't a coward. So, yeah. I've been scared lots of them in my time. There was a few times that I regretted saying, hold my beer. Okay. But there was a couple thoughts if I could have, I'd have hit the brakes, but it was too late. So anyway. But YouTube's, well, the way I approach it anyway is it's like preaching. You got to be ready for the extra accountability. I am. I hope I am. Anyways. Yeah. Going, Dad. What makes Clive Bundy a coward? We have blocked a lot because we use cloth diapers. We only use disposables when we were going to be somewhere, huh? Did the whole fold them, wrap them, pin them thing. I was actually pretty good at it. But cloth diapers, you get blowouts a lot. If you put something on them that's got a tight enough seal to be waterproof and poop proof, you're cutting off circulation. I'm a horrible granddad, and I change a diaper or whatever, and the kid acts like they're enjoying being naked. I'll put them down in the floor and let them run. Let them get some air. Good for them. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of people are against illegals till they find that thing working.
yeah, that's I know a few people local that vote Republican, but they want the illegals because they can pay them 8 as they got to, where they got to pay me 15, and that's the end of it. And that nothing to do with they think they deserve a right to be around here. It's just no, on their paperwork they're going to show that they pay them the wage, and they're just going to pocket the money because they pay cash or whatever. So it's yeah, man, you can save so much money and they work so hard.
Just Walmart this time. I look at the lady's face and yes, if I ever.
Yeah.
Oh, we stole our good.
We were grocery shopping and we're leaving the Walmart because it was closed. And we got groceries. And the lady said, "Can I see your receipt?" And
Or no, she said, "Do you have?
Do you have your receipt?" And Mrs. is like, "No, we stole all this."
Good woman, why do you? I mean, That was just stupid. Asked me if I got a receipt.
She watched her walk up there and folded it. And she's like, we have to check to make sure they rung everything up. Oh, really? Well, why don't you look and see what's in the bag or in the buggy and stuff? I was like, that they're paying two people $15 an hour to stand there and watch people come in and leave. Uh, wow. Let's eat this squirrel, Daddy. He ate my carrot. Yeah, I'm not allowed to eat what's eaten in the garden because apparently fuzzy blackbirds have a life too, or some such crap. I don't know. Technical difficulty. Y'all will get over it. So, who's traveling for the holidays? Don't say where or anything, but if you're traveling for the holidays, um, well, the picture you're seeing now has actually got a better beard than I do now, there, Jeff. But anyway, just how let's see who's traveling the furthest. What's your round trip mileage on your going to see relatives this holiday? Chipper, that's exactly the traveling I'm doing. Ah, so the family's traveling. I'm going to travel from the dinner table to the dessert table to my recliner. There you go. Yeah, there you go. And the winner is Trey Ezel. He is going to make it a half a mile. Did Steve sneak in here when I wasn't looking? Hey, Steve. Steve, you sent me those rocks, and then when I was going through my mom's stuff, I found another box of rocks. I didn't even know she had stuff like this. I don't know where these rocks come from, but it's some of the prettiest flint I've ever seen. I have no idea where she got it. Does anybody have any important questions they need answered or anything like that? Because I'm full of information. I am full of knowledge. I am slap full of knowledge. If there was anybody smarter than me, I would be them. That's how smart I am. I'm humble also. Make tacos. I'm actually thinking about getting some gopher traps because they're getting real bad around here. Somewhere between 1 and 100, and a bunch of them. Is it possible to have leftover tacos? No, it is possible to buy a sufficient amount of tacos so that you can have an extended taco meal. It can oftentimes take up to 12 hours to eat all of the tacos. But there's no such thing as a leftover taco. Okay, Twisted. Everybody go check out Twisted Metals. Yes, cold pizza is good. What'd you buy me, Trey Trey? Ooh, Jeff, I will have to refer you to Dan, the beer master. Uh, there's ways to do it, but I do not know them. I do not make beer. I drink beer. Two completely different skills. I am not a beer master. Dan, however, both makes beer and drinks beer. And he carbonates his beer with CO2. It's weird to watch. And well, yes. Yes, that's a leftover taco. Hey, NWA Prepper. And your real name just completely escapes me. I could do that, but then I couldn't get him out of the ground. I'm the guy that likes to do catch and cooks, okay? And I haven't done a gopher yet. So I need to do a gopher. Need to do a gopher, need to do a ground squirrel. So yeah. You know what just occurred to me? Whoa, where have all the house sparrows gone? There, no, there was. I haven't seen sparrows in. Good night, Savage. Good night. I haven't seen any house sparrows around here in months. Oh, it's just weird. Ah, never mind. Haven't seen any house sparrows around here since they sprayed the field across the way. So they were out there eating worms and they all died.
Me and the middle of this.
Oh, okay. So you can't find anything in my size? I understand. I understand. I understand. I'm hard to shop for. I really am. Um. Ouch. Oh Lord. This weather's killing my knees, guys and gals and people of all ages. Found some 20-cent stamps. Some 20-cent stamps. You got pheasant on them. They're from 1998. What is postage now anyway? Is it like 40 something cent?
I should try that.
So it'd take 3 of these stamps to mail a letter?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use all these stamps to mail stuff with. Yeah, I usually wear I use bandanas. Y'all have seen me in the videos with the bandanas around my knees. Uh the doc actually prescribed they're called jumping braces. Uh, they're a little elastic band with a, a padded dowel rod in them, and you wrap them around the tendons at the front of your knee or whatever, where it goes up to your kneecap, and it greatly relieves the pain on the knees. But then when you have to get down on your knees to do anything, that little padded rod or whatever actually gets uncomfortable. So I tried just wrapping them with the bandana or whatever, and it works almost as well without the discomfort if you have to get down on your knee to do something. That's, my bandanas are not a fashion statement. They're actually quite functional. Copper knee wraps. Um, I have abused my body. Somebody, I saw gun show on a comment. Must scroll up. Hold on. Huh, 100 rubles. Yeah, he's banking it. I used to wear a magnetic back brace, which I actually think it worked. I think it worked really well, actually. Okay, Jeff. What does Wes S think the most likely cause of SHTF? Just in our country, or what's going to cause it to run like wildfire across the whole world? Let's do the whole world. Socialism, which is proven to fail, is going to continue to strengthen in Europe. free thinking and individualistic ideologies in European nations are going to clash more and more violently with the influx of intolerant and closed minded religious beliefs. These two catalysts are going to result in an increased crime rate, hyperinflation, and policing of the state, which is going to cause more unrest. When it finally breaks loose, there's barely an ember burning right now in France. When it takes hold and the fire spreads through Europe, it won't start in the Middle East. I do not believe it'll start in the Middle East. I believe it'll be Europe. The repercussions will come over here because people who realize they screwed up somehow or another in Europe will come to either Canada or the United States. And it will be too late because we have done the same thing here. We have allowed an intolerant religion, we will have allowed an intolerant religion to take hold and take power through in and throughout our own countries. We will have adopted entirely too many socialist ideologies where everybody should take on the responsibility for everybody else. And it will lead to hyperinflation. It will lead to civil unrest. And a short few months after Europe goes, Canada, the United States will go. Mexico will probably be the last one to crater. And I don't understand why so many people are trying to get out of northern South America and Mexico, because I honestly believe they stand a really good chance of being the last country standing that's not at war. Who? Oh, good night, Trey. The only way to quell the unrest is going to be for them to pass laws which make it okay for riot police to use all the equipment that they have. Do I think that's going to happen anytime soon? It could happen tomorrow, or it might be 50 years from now. But do I think it'll happen overnight? No, you'll be able to see it coming. And do not continue to make excuses for why you have to live in a heavily populated area. While it may cause you to have to commute for 2 hours a day to live outside a heavily populated area, move outside the heavily populated area. Buy a Prius. Drive back and forth. Don't have your family in the city. Do not vote for anybody who supports any kind of socialist anything. You do not want government health care. You do not want gun laws. Okay, here's the only gun law we need. If you use a firearm to commit a crime, an intentional crime, then you're not allowed to have a gun anymore. Other than that, it's your constitutional right to keep it and bear it. As long as you don't threaten somebody with it or whatever. Make rules concerning the behavior, reasonable rules concerning the behavior of a gun owner. You can't discharge your firearm in town. You can't build an indoor shooting range in your garage, okay? Not cool. You can't threaten your neighbor for cutting his lawn and blowing his yard into on your sidewalk or whatever, stuff like that. Just you be grown up. I mean, you can see the whole thing right there. It's a I don't want to shut it off too hard right now. It actually needs a good cleaning. Where you going, Sadie? Sadie. Are you finna go in there and drink out of the toilet? You are, aren't you? What are you doing? It's cold. Dogs in the house. In case y'all want to. Need a drink? Need a drink? Wait on. You need a bath. You need a bath. You need a bath. Thought you were doing something. I work in a heavily populated area. My family lives in a suburban area. Wow, that's rough, dude. AMI prepper. Yeah, I've lived in a station wagon. I've lived in a Buick, two-door Buick, and lived under a bridge. Lucked out and lived in a tent for a while. But I can't really blame everybody for pulling the rug out from under me back then, though. I wasn't worth much more trouble. And it'll get better. I had actually just recovered from one of my bouts of homelessness when I met my wife over there. Well, we've been married like 3 months or something, something like that. 3 months.
Oh, trust me, it's been way longer than that.
You're funny. Okay, like 12 and a half months. Yeah. All right, Dad, have a good night. We came close at one time to being homeless as a family. That was rough. That was scary as crap. We worked through that, though. Well, I worked and you did a lot of work to make that hovel a home. Yep, my brother worked as an electrician in Florida for a year and a half, living out of a tent. He'd I forget how he was doing. He was living out of a tent. And there was a truck stop within walking distance, and he'd go buy a shower every few days or something. Other than that, he was bathing in a bucket. Nobody need to know that you're living in a tent. It's not that hard. guy who's been my best friend since 5th grade did not realize that I'd been through stuff I've been through. You just don't let people know. I mean, you just don't let them know. Hey, Bitty Boo. I thought you were already in here, and when I started the chat, I played that song, but you wasn't in here. So I got a copyright strike for nothing. Let's see. Is this song right here? What? Do you recognize it?
Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one of the pleasures I've known?
Ta-da! Oh, sorry. Hold on. People, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but at the very least, someone who has never faced the possibility, the very real possibility of being homeless is not somebody I could trust. Wholeheartedly. Because they've never had to face what I've had to face. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that are homeless that, and they're always the ones that people show on TV, the people with mental or social or psychological whatevers that, you know, they just don't know how to keep it together. Then you've got other people that, you know, they lost their job. One of my good friends that I ran with a lot when I was homeless, he was actually a doctor. He still had his license. He could write script. But he just couldn't take the pressure, and he drank too much. And he just one day just walked away from it all. No, that's not what I'm saying, NWA Prepper. Me, as someone who has been there, it's the same thing as, and I'm stepping way outside of my realm of knowledge here, a veteran, an armed service veteran trusts an armed service veteran because they know each other's life. They know what the rules are for the way they live. having been homeless and seeing the way that people who have never had to face it treat people that are homeless, I personally have trust issues with those people. Because while they might be willing to write a check for $2,000 for the Pause Foundation, they will not take the change from their $10 cup of coffee and drop in a guy's cup because they figure he's just faking it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that if you haven't been homeless, you're not trustworthy. I was talking about me. Okay. There are people out there that are homeless that I don't trust. But of all the people that I know personally, no, that I consider to be close friends, they have slept in a friend's spare bedroom for 6 months. That's homeless. They have had to spend 2 or 3 weeks several times through their life living out of their truck or in a tent. They have had to go back home to mom's house. If you're living in your own world and then you, boom, have to go home to mama, you're living in a house. You didn't go home. You left your home to go to somebody else's home. That home is very welcoming, but it's not your home. If you haven't faced not having your spot, your world, having not losing everything to a point where you've got to start all over again, you haven't been where I've been. So I can't trust you 100%. That's what I'll say.
You do have to be careful.
Oh, you gotta watch the people that have chosen to live on the street. Now, see, there's a difference. There's people who have been homeless, or people that are facing homelessness, or people that are trying to get off the street, and there's people who choose to live on the street. Street people are not homeless people. Their home is the street. They've decided that's where they're going to be. And you've got to watch those. They're called bums. Did I lose you, NWA? I haven't seen you comment after I explained myself.
I watched you.
Nope. That's one of them fancy fake fireplaces. Okay, cool. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not backpedaling off of it one bit, but do you understand where I was coming from? My sister's never been homeless. I love her. I trust her. But I've known her my whole life. And actually, my older sister, she was homeless for about 3 months. Sort of. Chipper, he's right there in your area.
Lady Boo sent me a video.
Hello, Lady B. NWA was actually at the Oklahoma meet. And that's the deal, JC, on the guys that want out of that can't let the other guys know that they want out of it. Or you get outed. You actually wind up on that. You're not even in the homeless community anymore. They got no use for you. It's messed up. It's a whole different world. And so would I. Uh,
And you wouldn't try to make it.
I wouldn't say I'm not saying I wouldn't give them a chance, but I mean it wouldn't be like I don't know. You just there's things you're like, okay, you click on, you're like, hey, blah blah blah. Hey, have you ever eaten rotten tomatoes out of a trash can? Yeah, sure have. It was good too. There's a place in, I believe it's Ohio right now. No, yeah, Ohio. The guy owned a commercial property, and he turned the building part of it into a soup kitchen type thing. You know, soup kitchen, showers, all that stuff, and then uh, let homeless people bring their tents so they'd have a safe place. You know, but they're inside a fence, so they got to come through, check in. There's no drinking, no fighting, no drugs, no nothing on the property or whatever. They made a homeless shelter, and now the city's trying to close them down. And he's not asking for any government funding or nothing like that. He's doing this all on his own. It's a private deal, but they're going to shut him down and make him kick all the homeless people back out. I mean, these people are not homeless anymore. And now they're fixing to put them back on the street. Yeah, see, maybe it's genetics, Steve. My mom was actually homeless for a while. Same kind of situation. Her and my dad wound up together because my dad had come home. Mom was actually there babysitting, and my dad come home to his wife at the time's place and was packing, and my mom asked my dad, "What are you doing?" He says, "I've had it with this place. I've had it with these people. I'm leaving." And my mom just said, "Can I go with you?" And he said, "Get in the car." And they had quite a few good years together. And as preppers, we are all, quite honestly, each and every one of us are trying to not be homeless right now. So technically, we all share the fear of being homelessness. We are afraid of SHTF taking our world away. And that's what winding up homeless is. For those of us who didn't, well, the first time I chose it, I didn't know I was going to be homeless, but it was bad choices and bad ideas and bad actions that caused me to wind up there. So I was able to work through them, get it over, get it out of the way. There's a lot of homeless people out there to help, but the that guy that I was talking about that had the property and turned it into a homeless shelter, that's how it needs to be done. Um, they need a place to turn it around. And it doesn't need to be government run. It needs to be church run. There was a gigantic, in Scurry County, there was a huge homeless operation here. It was run by the churches. They bought a city block. They put in trailer house hookups. They bought small trailer houses and double stacked these things on there. But it gave the people a place to stay. And if they found a family in need, they put the family up. The family had to get work, get on their feet, and find another place. But they gave them a year. The church got tired of the work. Our churches got tired of the work, and they closed it down. Those lots are still sitting there vacant. I think there's one falling apart trailer house still on them. There's no telling how many of the families in this town that are actually doing really well that had a start in those mobile homes. You don't, and I'm not saying that what y'all are, because it's good. I mean, giving people socks and shirts, having a clean T-shirt to put on, a clean pair of underwear, and a clean pair of socks. You have no idea how nice that can feel. None at all, until you've been there. until you sit in the same socks for 2 weeks. And other things. Until you've had nothing but water that you've put in a glass Dr. Pepper bottle and set out in the sun and let get broiling hot so you wouldn't wind up vomiting or puking your life out. You know, that's all you had is ditch water for 3 days. I mean, you're to a point where you would literally kill for a saltine cracker. I mean, you've been nibbling on grass and stuff, but not very filling. I don't turn my nose up at much. Broccoli and cheese, that's about it. And cinnamon. And I'm pretty sure that it was soup kitchens that broke me of ever enjoying chili powder again in my life. Yeah, and that's the deal. I mean, that's most of my survival stuff, I guess, is well, I actually spent a lot of time practicing this junk before I wound up homeless. But there was more than once if I hadn't have known what I knew, I wouldn't have made it. And trust me, when I wound up homeless the first time, I didn't know enough to be homeless. And it was scary. Had 2 other homeless guys corner me and put the beat down on me. The first couple of weeks of my first homeless spell.
Steve, have you breakfast? Thank you.
Good night, guys. Y'all sleep tight. Get rest. And who came in? Mike Gilbert. Hey, Mike. Anyway, if a couple of cops looking for a drug dealer hadn't been driving around the corner, I wouldn't be here. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah, anyway. Homelessness is like has a place. Or charity towards the homeless has a place. Yeah, there we go. But it's just like anything else, you got to be careful. It's like you got to be careful with some of the people in the prepping community. Some of them aren't really in it to learn or to teach. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna go any further with that because we don't need to bash each other. But I mean, just be careful because some of them aren't really there to help people out. They're there to feed their own egos and stuff. You just got to watch out. Thank you. What else we want to talk about? Let's talk about something else. I want to be home. I want to talk about being home somewhere. Y'all done triggered off another melancholy thing. I'm in melancholy all day. Been what ifing myself to death all day. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna mind making $1 off of YouTube. If YouTube wants to run ads on my videos, run ads on my videos. I don't care. I watch other people's ads. People can watch my ads. If somebody wants to send me something and a piece of gear or whatever, as long as they agree to me telling the truth, I'll probably never get another free mint in my life. Sure, I'll check your stuff out. What do you got, JC Miller? If I click on a video and it's 5 minutes long and there's a 5-minute ad on there, sorry, dude, you're not getting paid. EDC bag, from home to work, from work to home, commute time when you should carry a 72-hour bag or more equipment.
Anytime you.
All right. In ideal conditions, the average human being can hoof 20 miles a day, carrying weight. Okay. You can force yourself to do more, but in an SHTF situation where there might be traffic or violence or whatever, you might not be able to make 10 miles a day. So therefore, let's figure 10 miles a day to be on the safe side. So you've got your commute is 20 miles. That's 2 days. It may very well take you 2 days to walk from work to home for a 20-mile drive. If you're at a 45-mile drive, that's 4.5 days. So your 72-hour bag is going to be empty when you get home. You need to have enough water for the first 24 hours in your bag. Snares don't belong in a get-home bag. Your fancy folding saw doesn't belong in your get home bag. You need water and calories and basic utensils. You need something to keep yourself either shaded or insulated. A 3-pound sleeping system is going to serve you much better than a 1-pound folding saw.
I know when it comes to take the marker, you can't buy or sell that I'll be homeless. At that point, will you trust me then because I made the choice to take the marker? We've met C103.
Yes, C103. Weren't you a truck driver?
Yeah.
Dude, you lived in the back of a car, a really big car, but you were showering the same place as I was showering. You were showering in somebody else's building, okay? You're homeless. You just got paid to be homeless. Bonus.
How much gear to walk 300 miles?
Then you need a I'm never coming home bag. You need a saw. You need cooking utensils. You need a way to collect, sterilize, and store water. Snares would be a good thing because for 300 miles, you're going to walk a few days and then you're going to have to like take a day or two and set some snares and hope like heck you get some food. Unless you intend on, robbing from people who, got ready, and, unless you're planning on being Mary the Marauder or Johnny the Jacker, it's.
And then Jason Norris. I'm 45 minutes commute and AM to work. 35 to 40 in the EDC, not enough. Is it or is it not enough?
I don't know what your EDC is, man. If you got a 45-mile one way home, dude, you need to. Let's say it happens in the summertime, and all you've got is your wallet, your pocket knife, your pistol. Okay. What are you gonna drink, dude? I mean, you're looking at least 2 days. At 45 miles, perfect walking conditions, you're looking at 2 days. And you're looking at least 48 hours to get home. So, and that's if you're having to hunt, take side trips to go to the river or the creek or the spring or whatever, it got longer. If you happen to drink some water that you shouldn't have drank, it's going to take longer. At a minimum, I keep in my vehicle a life straw of some sort. It may straw or mini, whatever you want it to be. I carry a water filtration system. I carry a container capable of carrying 3 liters of water. Actually, I have 3 1-liter containers in my vehicle. I have now my truck, I have cutting edges that I can use. Except for the other day, I went to work without my axe. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. You have, and I don't know, your commute might be different. I mean, you may be walk a riverbed the whole way. But if it's a EMP and something like that, grid down situation, the water is not going to come out of the hydrants. The water pressure is going to be done within 30 minutes. Everybody's going to flush the toilet, and all the water's going to be gone. There's going to be any pressure left in the lines. And sneaking up to the back of some old boy's trailer house and trying to get the water out of their water heater tank. It might not go well. Yeah, water. You won't starve to death. I mean, yeah, your calorie burnout will happen after about 48 hours. You will start feeling it. 72 hours, it will start drastically affecting you, actually. You won't be thinking straight after 72 hours without food. You can make mistakes. You won't rest well and you won't have any energy. Your body will actually start shutting down. So you won't, it's going to, you know, yeah, see, you need water, dude. Water, agua. I would try in your situation. I think I just decided that you need to go to someplace and buy a Camelback, and you need to keep a full Camelback in your behind your seat or something. Um, and a couple of 2-liter bottles of Dasani or whatever. And when you're stepping it off trying to get somewhere, when you're walking quickly, your hands will start to hurt. Did you know that? You will learn that you want to keep your hands elevated. You don't want to walk with your hands extended. You want to keep your hands, your elbows bent. And you want to try to keep from swinging your arms any more than you have to. Just FYI. Yep, your hands will swell up and they will hurt.
Said you ain't going to.
You're not going to. I mean, if you had some way to drop you could get it out of there a pint or two at the time. If you had some kind of little heavy bucket to drop down in there, but every time you dropped it down in the hole, you'd be risking blowing it up, and it wouldn't be worth it. Just walk. Get a little bit of that gas on yourself, even if the explosion doesn't get you. You got flaming gas all over you. The fire will. Um, Diesel is not too bad. If you had a diesel, you can get the diesel, but I wouldn't worry about the gas under the ground. I actually used to carry a extra belt, and I'd loop the belt around my neck, and just every so often I'd put my arm or my hands up in it. I'd cross my arms on my chest and let them rest in the loop of the belt. Yeah, you're not camping, you're on your pemmican. I don't know if y'all have seen my bug out bag deal. It's granola bars, people. You tear the package open, you eat the crunchy granola bar, you drink the water. You don't even have to stop. You can walk while you eat. That's Rob. That's because hot air is lighter than normal air, and you don't have to worry about gravity pulling everything down to the ends of your finger. Yeah, y'all are probably like aliens or something. Uh, Stuff. Texas pepper? No, I don't know what's in there. I know that it's some kind of oil. All right, don't let it get you down. There might be some guy parked next to you that's got a bad battery and fuel. You can siphon out of him, Jeff. Yeah, 115-degree heat in the desert. I mean, it's if you're in the desert, you need water. You need water and you need shade. This is going to sound odd, but if you expect or if the potential exists for you to have to walk in the sun in the desert when it's hot, why do you not have an umbrella in your vehicle? Why do you not have an umbrella under your seat? If you've got to take off and start walking, an umbrella shade or creates shade the same as it creates shelter from the rain. Uh, if it's 115 degrees, that's 115 degrees in the shade. So if there's no shade, you're looking at 125. It's pretty hot. The only downside to walking at night in the desert is if you've got moonlight, you're okay. Or some kind of light source, but you've got to be careful. I mean, that bush may not be unoccupied. Uh, you know, you brush by the wrong plant and you wind up with an armpit full of yellow jackets. And walking, I mean that, and then walking at night, it slows you down. You can't cover the 10 miles a day. Now you're down to 7. So it's cooler at night, but then uh, you're going to have to try to rest in the heat of the day. And if you're out if there's no shade, there comes the umbrella again. Where are you getting out of the heat at to rest during the day? You're still, I mean, 115 degrees heat, sitting still, you're still going to be pouring sweat. Your body temperature might actually go up if there's not a breeze, if you're not moving, there's no airflow over your body for the evaporation to work. Deserts kill people. I mean, that's, yeah.
What's the could it be used for?
Oh. Flashpoint. Texas Prepper, that I don't know. I don't think you'd want to try to run it as like biofuel or anything like that, like in diesel tank. Your own exhaust fumes might very well kill you. I don't know what's in there, and I wouldn't want to be the guy trying to get it out of there either. Okay, there you go. Rob's the electrician. He knows about this stuff. That's like there's hydraulic fluids out there that you don't want to burn. What's that one they use in the airplanes? West Wind used to doing that Skydraw stuff or whatever. That synthetic hydraulic fluid. I mean, like it'll burn your skin off. And when it burns, it emits poisonous fumes. I think it does a pretty good job of cooling the transformer and forming an insulative barrier between it and the outside of the transformer, or whatever. I don't know what's that stuff in there for. Yeah, it is. I think it causes cancer too, but yes. Drager, their West Texas deserts are pretty cool. Oh, I got something right. See, I told you I was smart. Yep. Which part of West Texas, Drager? Smolo, retract that. Okay, just your mom could be in here watching. Oh, and I don't want to know either. Yeah, cooling and insulation. That's what I said. I didn't use that dielectric word because I'm not racist. What does Rob know? He doesn't even throw the breaker before he wires something up. Ah, y'all tricked me. Y'all got me to stay in here for 2 hours. You sneaky sons of guns. Yeah, Smolo. Allegedly, somebody did that once upon a time, but it wasn't me. Why am I not seeing Ellis's comments? Oh, okay. I just wasn't watching close enough. I was following this other conversation and turning it around. Boy, Gregor was answering question. Your call's bad, then I'll go down to Jaco Thanks to El Paso. Oh, you're like far west Texas. You're actually in West Texas. Yeah, I like it over there. All right, later, Bolsky. You ought to you ought to check into seeing if there's any places on the Concho or on the Brazos you can go. Yeah, I saw y'all camoed up on Instagram there, Larryetta. Somebody, the last furnace I did, somebody hooked up the 110. There was 220 run to the furnace. It was a gas furnace, but they had 220 run in there. And they just took one leg of the 220 and robbed one leg and the ground to make the neutral for 110 for the blower. Okay, that's fine. That's great. They didn't change the breaker. It had a 60 amp breaker on the other side of it. You know how much juice it'll throw through somebody? And I threw the one that said furnace, but that wasn't it. Anyway, long story short, I lost a pair of wire cutters to that. And it still didn't throw, it did not throw the breaker. Didn't throw the breaker till it went through me. JC, what part of the country are you in? Not JC. He's talking about being in the desert, which is making me think Arizona or Nevada. But he could be El Paso too. He could set hot down there. How close are you to HDP, JC? What am I forgetting? See, I forgot again. Hold on, wait. Come on, wake up. knew that. I remember now. Actually, I don't remember nothing she told me. Anyways, they killed all the pronghorn here. I am very upset about that. And it was the windmill guys. Oh, look, pronghorn. There's a whole bunch of them. Let's kill us a bunch. Oh, wait. Look, there's not any left. Smooth move, X-Lex. Is it still... So you still got moisture? The freeze that cold hadn't made here yet, has it? We had 3 inches of snow this morning. That's all we got. We got about a half inch of rain before that, though. It's a muddy mess out there.
Here.
All right, 32 years, that's fine. That's freezing. Hey, Lily in the Wild. Oh, wow. I hate Lubbock when it snows. Well, snow's not...
I just hate Lubbock.
Yeah, there's that, too, I guess. Mac Davis, except for the part where he went back home and said happiness was Lubbock. Texas coming nearer and nearer. Happiness is Lubbock, Texas in rear view mirror. That's the song. That's it. Oh, did I miss Hello Jello? Hello, Cornelius. What's so bad about Lubbock? I don't know. It's Lubbock. The people are all idiots. They can't drive. They're all in a super big hurry. There's too many people in one area. They don't know how to build roads. They don't know how to put in stop signs. They can't patch the roads. There's too many people in Lubbock. There's too many people in Lubbock. And that's about it. There's too many people in Lubbock. Yeah, there for Christmas. That's fine. But hold on a minute. Let me see. What?
He said he has a question.
Oh, okay. What's the question? What's my favorite brand of coffee? Hot, yeah. I'm actually, I can't afford to buy it myself, but people keep giving me that Black Rifle coffee cup and stuff, and that stuff is really good.
Yeah, Since I've heard so many variations on storage for gas and diesel, how many gallons should you have on hand, and for how long before you rotate?
I'm going to refer you to a couple of weeks back. BA did the thing on the live stream on fuel. If you can keep it the right temperature and put the stabilizer in it, I personally, I would trust gasoline for about 6 months. Then after that, it really does. It starts to, it'll still burn, but you lose power. I mean, it evaporates. The bang bang goes bye bye. Okay. And if it's got ethanol in it, it's even less than that. Ideally, if you were going to store methanol, ethanol, the wood alcohol, which is like the best fuel there is, it's got more power than gasoline and yada, yada, yada. It stays alcohol forever. I mean, and it will burn in your gasoline engine, but it's expensive. Not that stuff, not the corn alcohol. I mean, it'll last forever too, but it doesn't have any power. Okay, your vehicle might and might not run. It's not going to have any horsepower. But diesel, on the other hand, you can put stabilizers in it and keep it the right temperature, and it'll sit around forever. I don't know about the new diesel. I know the old red diesel, man, that stuff, it did never seem to go bad. Yeah, the Honeymoon Bay was good. And boom, JC, there you go. Always not looking at the chat. All right, JC Miller, thank you, sir. Yep. Yes, but yeah, it works pretty good in people, not so good in your car. But the wood alcohol works good in your car. The alcohol racing fuel is wood alcohol. Just for the record.
We totally avoid Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston.
Yeah. I said we short of brain cancer, we don't go into Dallas. We go around it. Have not been to San Antonio in how long? Don't have any intention of going back. Barely made it out alive last time. I'm seriously, neither me nor my wife can stand cities anymore. We just literally, they set us ablaze with anxiety and hostility towards our fellow man. We just don't go to them unless we have to.
Which I'll have to go to Lubbock Monday.
Yep. All right, Lily, have a good night. Good luck on the secret. That's the deal. They drive really well for Dallas. It's just that I like to drive at a more casual pace than what I can drive in Dallas or Lubbock. That's the biggest thing. Uh, I hate being at yeah, I hate having to be on full blast all the time. I do not want to be at full throttle all the time.
Yeah, 30 years ago it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, 30 years ago it wasn't bad.
None of them were.
I went to San Antonio when I was all the time, and when my mid-20s or whatever, I liked it, but not now. The last time I went down there, I was like, oh my God, this place has gotten horrible. What's that?
Yes, Jason.
What?
If we put all our resources together, we can do crap.
Yeah, we could. I've actually been thinking about checking into the wood alcohol thing. There's a lot of wood that just gets burned up. They push it down, pile it up, and burn it. Yeah.
And Westland had a good idea. Let's all just pitch in and buy an olive and make our own.
Yeah, that's what that one dude, some English actor, bought one of those offshore war platform things. There was a thing on the History Channel about him, and anyway, he owned it, and it was outside it was like in international waters. So he made it his own country. He actually owns his own country. It's just like his little thing that you got to get to with a helicopter or a boat, but his house is his own country. It's super cool. $30. You need to slow that puppy down, Rob.
Rob said he's going to be in Lubbock.
Yeah, I saw that. He also says he's only 30 minutes from Lubbock. Well, I guess from the edge of Lubbock. You're careful. I guess somebody's got to dust off the highline wires down the road there. Otherwise, they'd get all covered in crud.
You used to work in Plainview.
Oh, really? Oh, really, Dawson one? I was in Plainview a lot. I don't know Just Eight. I can't even remember the dude's name, but I know they still give him a rash about it. About his whole little country thing or whatever. Oh, hey, swing by and tell my sister hey for me then. Yeah, like I can afford to buy my own country. And besides, I'd have to go over there to the English Channel. I mean, it would like cost me like a lot of money just to mail myself a letter. Wah. I would be my own. Well, how do you do that? If you're your own country, who mails your stuff? I would have to hire a postal service. And I'm not independently wealthy, so I wouldn't even be able to afford to get to and from the house. Yeah, we got a deal kind of like that here. But it's pretty complicated. It's 10 years here. But it can sure make some enemies. A lot of people view it as theft. I think so. Hey, CP. Uh, yeah, the Idaho side, the over by the ocean, man. What is it about the Pacific Ocean that makes everybody weird? Something wrong with the water over there. Yeah, it probably is. That's what's happening in what's the name of that little town where we went over in Arkansas? It was really pretty. Where all the weird people are like putting blankets on trees.
Eureka Springs.
Eureka Springs, yeah. There's an island off of Baja California, but it doesn't ever rain on that thing. So we could just go by all of West Texas. Yeah, that stuff's super cheap. Drill wells and uh, keep a low profile.
We could just kick out Chipper's neighbor and we could all move up there.
Yeah, there's that.
Because his neighbor's too nosy.
Yeah, and see, I don't understand what his neighbor's doing. I would just put in closed circuit TV on the fence. And that way I wouldn't have to stand outside and watch. I could just watch from inside the house.
In fact, I've already done that.
That's probably what all those little, they look like little rocks sitting out in the pasture, and they're not. They're the little shiny spot facing Chipper's house is actually a camera lens. Yep, all desert, nothing but snakes and scorpions and stuff. And it's more that they infest the brains of normal human beings. They take jobs where they get to influence all the small children and stuff. And we need to stop calling them liberals. Quite honestly, we need to start calling them leftists. It's the leftists that are screwing us over. Or in most of the liberals have gone over to the left side too, but I mean it's the leftists that are the problems. Ah, Rob, no rush, brother. I'm not staying on here all night. I'm gonna tell everybody goodbye. Uh, thank y'all for tricking me into staying on here for way longer than a short hour, like I said I was going to. I've enjoyed the talk. I love all you people. I am glad to know y'all, and I'm glad y'all find me worth the time out of your lives. Feel free to take up by Slack somebody and open another chat room, but I have a raging headache, and I'm gonna go. Thank y'all for being here though and letting me vent and talk and everything. It has been a rough day. I am sober. I made one more, and y'all had a great bit to do with that. God bless y'all, each and every one. From my family and my home to yours, I wish nothing but good. I wish nothing but peace, and I wish nothing but joy. Y'all stay alive. Don't die.